So dear students, continuation of social studies, Mughal empires here. How did Mughals rule India? So we are going detailedly discuss about the topic of Jabhat and Jamindars. A closer look at Akbar's policies. Asaf Jahiz of Hyderabad in 1724 to 1948. So the main source of income available to Mughal rulers was taxes on the produce of peasantry. Means Mughals collected tax from people. Which people? Farmers. So we call as peasantry. Akbar revenue minister. At the time Akbar was a revenue minister. So Todar Mal carried out a carefully survey of crop yields here. Todar Mal, one person was there. So he used to collect the data of number of crops cultivated by the people, stand prices and areas cultivated by the period of 10 years here. How many areas are cultivated in the duration of 10 years from 1570 to 1580 AD. On the basis of this data, tax was fixed in cash for each crop year, right? 10 years crop, 10 years which crop year cultivated. Based on that crop, Akbar was kept stand tax for the people for 10 years duration of the same crop. So each province was divided into revenue circles with its own schedule of revenue dates for individual crops. By year means every crop is individual and every crop is individual price also and individual tax for the people. So next, this revenue system was known as Jabar. That's called as Jabar. Jabar nothing but revenue tax. So it was prevalent in those areas where Mughals administrators could survey the land, but not keep very careful accounts here, right? So at the time, what happened here, because Jabar means Jamindar did not follow the data, means they did not follow any account session. This was not possible in provinces such as Gujarat and Bengal here, right? So coming to the capitals and other provinces means states are there. For the states. So coming to part of Gujarat and coming to Bengal here, this is really very difficult for them to maintain account of all the people living in Gujarat and Bengal here for account session. In most places, peasants has paid taxes through the rural allied here, the headman or local chiefman here, right? So the headman was there. So Mughals used once come here, Mughals are using one person, that is Jamindars here. So why they appoint Jamindars means to collect the tax from the people here. So to describe all the intermediaries and whether they were local headmen or villages or powerful chiefmen right here. So maybe Jamindars they are well popular persons in the village or village headmen maybe. So for the people they made as a Jamindars. So Jamindars are not appointed by the Mughal emperors but existed on an everyday based right. Jamindars are not appointed by Mughal emperors here. Jamindars are coming from forefather summers, means from father summers here. Sons succeeded when the fathers died here, but after fathers died, sons are succeeded for Jamindars. They too had a contingent of army followers right here. They are also following the army. Jamindars also following the army. They received a share of revenue collected by the Jagirdars from the area and also due to from farmers on this side. Jamindars also collecting tax from the farmers here. They also got some army people here. So they are also looting the people. Understand? They are also looting the people, right? Which people? Peasants, means farmers. So they often acted as a representative of the local people in dealing with the Mughal officials here, right? So Jamindars are dealing with the Mughal people here. So in some areas, Jamindars exercised a great deal of power here. Some areas means Jamindars and Mughals are there together and working together, collecting tax from the peasant people. Exploitation by the Mughal administration could not drive them the rebellions right here. But Mughals did not stand again, did not rebel means did not fight against the Jamindars. Jamindars and Mughals both are together working. So sometimes Jamindars and peasants allied in rebelling against the Mughal authority. So Jamindar peasant revolts to challenge the stability of Mughal empire from the end of the 7th century, right? So Jamindars and Mughals got some dispute between them, means argument. వాళ్ళిద్దరి మధ్య Mughals కి Jamindars కి మధ్యలో కొంచెం గొడవ జరిగింది. So after that what happened here, they were completely means Mughals did not win against the Jamindars. So a closer look of now we are going to discuss a closer look at Akbar's policies here. So the broad features of administration of were laid down by Akbar and were elaborately means they explained clearly, discussed by his friend and members of his court and Abdul Fazl in his book and Akbar Nama means Abdul Fazl the Akbar stand. Coming here, Akbar's friends was there here, Abdul Fazl here. Abdul Fazl and Akbar both are discussing about the policies of people in Mughal time. While Akbar was a Fatehpur Sikri, this time near Agra. So during 1570, he initiated the important discussions on religion with the Muslim scholars, Brahmins, and the Jesus priests who were Roman Catholics and Zoroastrians right here. So Akbar was discussing about the three religious people here: Christian, Muslim and Hindus here. He called all these well people that he called in his kingdom, and when discussing about he was interested in the religion, social customs of different people here. Means he was interested. Means Akbar did not against the other religions. Akbar used to make equality among the people here. Akbar does not have any feelings, right? Muslims is higher, Hindus is lower, Christians are very lower. He does not have any such kind of feelings here. Akbar wanted to bring together people at diverse faith, means they have to believe themselves here. So he should not any discourage anyone of the religious people. So this eventually gave Akbar this idea of tolerance, did not discriminate among people of different religions in his kingdom here, right? So in his kingdom, Akbar kingdom, different religious people are living here, but Akbar does not have such kind of intention to discriminate the people. Discriminate means insulting, so it does not want to discriminate anyone. So all are equally here, all religions are equal, so it does not want to show any inequality. So Abdul Fazl helped Akbar in framing a vision of governance around this ideal of sulh-e-kulb, and the emperor would work for the welfare of our subjects irrespective of their religion, social status. This principle of governance was followed by Jagirs and Shah Jahan as well as here. So Akbar policies are followed by Jagirs as well as Shah Jahan here. So next, after Aurangzeb deviated from this policy and tried to protect himself and favoring only Sunni Muslims, people of the other religions felt that anguished by the policy of Aurangzeb here, right? So Aurangzeb did not like the rules of Akbar here. So Aurangzeb only following the, it was made a special rule for the Sunni Muslims here. The remaining religious did not support to Aurangzeb, and they got against that. Mental suffering. People are suffering of Aurangzeb rules in kingdom. Mughal Empire in the 17th century, and then after what happened? 17th century after what happened? Mughal empires. The administrative means ruling, and military efficiency of the Mughal empires led to the economic and commercial prosperity here. Coming to that, efficiency means working well. They are increasing the military strength as well as economy here, right? GDP, economy means money, and coming to the strength of the army also increasing after 17th century. So next, coming to the point, but the same visitors were also upheld the state of poverty that existed in contrast to the greatest wealth here, right? So they are step by step, Mughals are after 17th century, they have become very, very stronger and richer. The inequalities were glaring documents from the 28th year of the Shah Jahan. The kings inform us that highest ranking Mansabdars were only 445 in the number out of the total 8,000 here, right? Coming to Mansabdars, how many members are there? Only 445 members were there, Mansabdars, out of 8,000 numbers. Understand? So the small member is a member in a mere only 5.6% total number of Mansabdars received 60% of the total estimated revenue. Empires of salaries for themselves and their troopers, right? So only 61% of Mansabdar are getting only revenue. The remaining Mansabdars are not getting revenue from the Mughal people. So next, the Mughal emperors and their Mansabdars spent a great deal after their income and salaries on the goods right here. So Mansabdar, what did the Mughal empires? Mughal empires were given salaries from the Mansabdars in their kingdom. So coming to the point, the scale of revenue collection left with little for money and for investment in the hands of primary producers here, right? Means is not giving more money for the primary producers here. Income is very less. Peasants and the artisans, especially the poorest among them, had barely enough resources for existence, could hardly invest in tools and supplies, increasing product right here. So poor people, they have to do some job in their kingdom here. So he's given some tools for the people, especially poor people. They can with the tools they can do, they can manufacture the goods and they can sell in the products in the market here. So wealthier peasantry and artisanal groups and the merchants and bankers profited this, right? But those who are rich peasants, they are getting they are getting more profit. The peasants, especially poor people, poor peasants, they are not getting any income. They are suffering in the hands of Mughals. Enormous means very large wealth and resources commanded by the Mughal nobility, so made them an extremely powerful group of people in the later 17th century. So after 17th century, Mughals empire became very stronger, very stronger after 17th century. So next, what happened? Coming to the point, as the authority of the Mughal emperor was slowly declined, his subordinates emerged as the powerful centers of power in the regions here, right? Also increasing here, step by step, increasing. They constituted a new dynasty and had held the command of provinces like Hyderabad and Awadh here, right? So Mughals had established their kingdoms like Hyderabad also as well as Awadh. Although they continued to recognize the Mughal empires in Delhi as their master here, right? So Mughals were ruling completely in Delhi. So they are step by step, they are increasing and stronger in the part of India. The 18th century, whatever in the provinces of the empire, they consolidated their independence spreading and its right here. Once again, 18th century, the Mughals kingdoms got most of the kingdoms or princely states got independence after 18th century. So after that, what happened? Weakening the Mughal empire in 1720. In the year 1720, what happened? Mughals appointed governors for their asserted their independence here. So whichever the kingdoms got independence got, then immediately Mughals were appointed the governors. So after one of them was Subedar of Deccan here, means Delhi. Kulchit Khan, also known as Nizam ul Mulk, he was the founder of the Asif Jahi dynasty of the Hyderabad state 1724. Coming to Hyderabad also is one of the kingdom here, and at last they made a one king dynasty name Asaf Jahi Hyderabad. Asaf Jahi dynasty. Dynasty means from forefathers. So 24 years Hyderabad made by this this person. His name was Asaf Jahi dynasty. Asaf Jahi rulers was 10 kings there. How many kings were there? 10 kings in Hyderabad. So among them 7 kings got the title Nizam from the Mughals here. Out of 10, 7 got Nizams, remaining on Mughals. And Muzaffar Jung and Safdar Jung were not received the title here Nizam. Nizams constantly fought for the Marathas and rulers of Mysore to carry the independence of state of Hyderabad here. So Marathas always fighting here for independence of Hyderabad here because Nizams were ruling the Hyderabad. So Marathas were fighting for independence for Hyderabad people. So due to these reasons, they became dependent on the British and lost their independence status right here. So what happened immediately here? The Marathas supported to British people here. So once British ruling the India, then immediately British got independent. British left the India. So still under the British rule, under the British left the India. Still Nizam in the hands of Hyderabad is in the hands of Nizam. They undertook that colonial government moderation. Under the influence of the British officials, British loved the Hyderabad culture here, right? And immediately, so Hyderabad is a part of India. Then British like the culture of Hyderabad. Hyderabad embarked on the development part. Salar Jung was the Prime Minister of the Nizams between the 1853 to 1883 at the time of 30 years time. So Prime Minister was Salar Jung was the Prime Minister of India. And coming to point 6th Nizam is coming to point Mir Mahbub Ali Khan period marked with the member of reforms here. So many means coming to the one more leader and Nizam ruler only Mahbub Ali Khan, and he made some free distribution lands to people in Hyderabad. Asfiya Library, Victoria Memorial Offices, and Mahbuba Girls Schools were established here. You can see Mahbuba College also in Chikkadapally. And during this municipal floods in 1908, municipal floods has come in 1908, and personally supervised the relief operations, offered prayers to the God and provided shelter to the victims here. So and he supported the people also. So Mir Mahbub Ali Khan supported the people of it means the floods has come during the year 1908. So floods means Vardalu. So however here 7th Nizam determined to protect the feudal power of structure despite the problem movement of liberal administrative reforms here, right? So out of 10 kings, 7 kings under the king Nizam here, remaining 3 kings did not come under the Nizams here. This is the Nizam's rules in Hyderabad. So Mughal Empire was completed this lesson.